It's time New Orleans was governed by the same laws as the rest of the state. That's what a state senator argued at Louisiana's last constitutional convention all the way back in 1973.
Mr. Acting Chairman, members of this convention.
Those lawmakers were having almost the same debate the legislature did this year, 53 years later, about right-sizing New Orleans' massive court system. And the current Constitution, adopted back in 1974, included Article 5, Section 15D. It says the legislature may change the number of judges in any judicial district by law enacted by 2/3 of the elected members of each house.
They passed Section 15, Article 5, Section 15D, to put all the judges in the state on the same level playing field.
Jerome Matthews Jr. is representing Judge John Fuller, who had his judgeship eliminated earlier this month, along with Judge Simone Levine and Judge Rhonda Good Douglas. Fuller is suing the governor, the attorney general, and other state officials, basically saying the bill Governor Landry signed into law June 3rd didn't actually pass.
We just went and read the Constitution to see what it said, and we realized that they needed a 2/3 vote, not a simple majority.
Attorney General Liz Murrill issued a statement saying the state constitution has special exemptions for Orleans Parish that permit the legislature to legislate in the ordinary manner. Senator Jay Morris, who sponsored the bill, points to Section 32 of the same Article 5 of the Constitution to support that argument.
In this situation, it applies to the following courts and officers in Orleans Parish and the civil and criminal district courts. So I think that's pretty clear that judges are part of the court.
But Matthews says he's got it wrong.
Section 32 talks about the institution, that the separation of the civil and criminal courthouse, the fact that they're separate.
Yeah.
They could join those courthouses by a majority vote, but it does not make reference to district court judges.
I think that the plain meaning of Section 32 will prevail, and that
Not the plain meaning of Section 15D?
That's the general rule. The specific rule always overrules the general rule in a legal situation.
Matthews also points out the original version of Morris's bill even says it needed a 2/3 vote to pass.
And someone somewhere took that off, and we just don't know why. Could it have been sloppy? Could it have been someone misread something? We just don't know. But as I said, at the end of the day, the Constitution says what it says.
I don't know exactly why it did that, but that was probably a staff error, but that has no legal significance.
Matthews hopes for a quick ruling by a judge in Baton Rouge to block the new law from taking effect, so Judges Fuller, Levine, and Good Douglas can run for re-election this November instead of being forced to challenge other judges for their seats.
I think it is the larger agenda of Baton Rouge to have us fighting against each other. I think that it's a crabs in the barrel argument.
Levine says she and her colleagues were targeted.
This legislation is utterly and completely unfair in that they have targeted judges, and who they've really targeted is us as a community.
Not far removed from the arguments being made way back in 1973. David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.